the Lakers might be looking to make a trade or two and maybe trade a majority of their trade assets, who, according to Jovan Buha of The Athletic, are Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, and Maxi Kleber, saying quote-unquote, "Those are their 4 primary trade assets. I think they trade at least 3 or 4 of those players," which is very interesting. And beginning with Rui Hachimura, he's kind of the guy that's the only expiring contract, also with trade value outside of that expiring contract on their team. Maybe you could make an argument for Gabe Vincent, but not a whole lot of value outside that expiring contract. But for Rui Hachimura, between the combination of his age only being 27, could be a part of a team's long-term future, even for a very short-term rebuild, but more so for a contending team that's more of a younger contending team, like the Orlando Magic for example. I pointed out them being a potential trade target for a guy like Rui Hachimura due to them needing 3-point shooting, wanting a guy that would fit their current timeline, and that would be the case with Rui Hachimura. Not saying it would be directly to the Orlando Magic, but that's simply one example here, and why or how Rui Hachimura could be valuable in a trade, even outside of his expiring contract. Not just for that team, but really any team too. And then for that expiring contract, that does have value as well. Not as much compared to his production or what he could offer to the right team again, but it does have value here too. I mean, if you're trading for a player that has multiple years under their contract, and the team that currently has him on their roster doesn't really want him or doesn't see a fit with him, trading that player's contract for then Rui Hachimura's expiring contract definitely could be valuable. That gives the team a whole lot more financial flexibility. Yes, they might have to pay Hachimura if they're looking to keep him long term, but that's more open-ended compared to a contract that's already set in stone for a team. So between the expiring contract, between the production, primarily scoring ability and 3-point shooting, Hachimura definitely does have trade value. And between the 4 that are listed here, probably the most trade value, maybe an argument between him and Dalton Knecht, but probably the most trade value on their team, especially in regard to production, obviously outside of Austin Reeves. And I guess if I had to give a ranking or probability of Hachimura being traded, I'd probably give him about a 5 out of 10 chance, roughly 50-50. You know, I wouldn't call it incredibly likely or definitely a guaranteed happen, but I wouldn't be shocked by it either. If they're trading for a player with a high value through a trade or simply a pretty large contract, then it's pretty likely they will have to trade Hachimura. No other way around it. If they're not going to trade Reeves, if they're not going to trade Luka Doncic, which they're obviously not going to, then Hachimura is that next biggest contract, so he might be a casualty for them through a trade or simply for a fit upgrade too. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.